House of Chiefs, they are urging government and the Ninth Parliament to expedite action on the passage of the Anti-Witchcraft Bill into law to criminalize witchcraft accusations and related offences. According to them, people accused of witchcraft, mostly women, are often subjected to various inhumane treatment. Hence, the need for a law to defend and protect such people. In 2023, Ghana's 8th Parliament passed the Anti-Witchcraft Bill, but it failed to obtain a presidential assent to become law. And now a member of Parliament for Medina, Francis Xavier Soso, he's relayed the bill for consideration and passage by the Ninth Parliament. Let's stay a little longer on this subject matter. Christopher Mwaku, he's been engaging the regional House of Chiefs. Let's go straight to him right now. Chris, we know the Northeast region has quite a number of witch camps, but the most notable, Gambaga, are the traditional authorities collaborating with civil society groups to make their voices heard on the need to pass this bill.
Yes, so, Mawuena, over the period, the Northeast Regional House of Chiefs, together with other stakeholders in the region, have been discussing measures to ensure that the Gambaga alleged witches camp is closed down, so that these women who are there will be reintegrated with their families in their various communities that they came from. So in 2023, when the Anti-Witchcraft Bill was passed by Parliament, the people over there had some hope that all in all, these witches will be reintegrated into their communities. Unfortunately, this does not receive presidential assent, and so it could not become a law. This time, the bill has been relayed to Parliament, and so the Northeast Regional House of Chiefs are urging the Ninth Parliament and government to ensure that this goes through for it to become a law.
Right, Chris, you've been speaking to Madam Haji Alamnatu Adam, one of the leads with respect to civil society.
Working with traditional authorities and other stakeholders to ensure that issues of witchcraft accusation does not have a place amongst the people of the North. And so their engagement with the Regional House of Chiefs, the director of Sontaba has been commenting on the fact that it's about time they criminalize witchcraft accusation. Let's take a listen to what she's been saying.
Witchcraft accusation, issues of child marriages, and livelihood support for women were the center of what the Queen Mothers needed attention to work on. And as Queen Mothers, we cannot work alone. Or as civil society, we cannot push anything alone without the custodians of the culture. The issues that are affected with witchcraft accusation. We have issues of banishment. We have issues of sometimes lynching. I'm sure the story of Madame Ekuya Dente still lingers with us because issues of witchcraft is quite deep-rooted in our culture. And for such things, it is the traditional authority who needs to come in strongly. And so as chiefs, our utmost responsibility is the protection of the people within our jurisdiction. And so we need your collaboration.
That's Haji Alamnatu Adam. Let's hear from the traditional authorities as well on this position of a return of the Anti-Witchcraft Bill.
In the Act 29 of 1960, there's no witchcraft there. But if they bring a witchcraft case to the court, what I did was that I'm not looking for the one they have accused. I'm looking for those who have beaten the person. If you have beaten him, the police will now put a charge on him and bring him here. They thought I was just looking with them, but I needed the police to arrest.
Let's go on the telephone lines right now. Professor John Azuma is the executive director of the Sane Institute, one of the lead groups who've been pushing for this anti-witchcraft bill. It didn't see the light of day in the 8th Parliament and under the Eswal administration when President Nana Addo Dankwa could not assent to that bill. Prof, appreciate you speaking to us this evening and a happy Easter to you.
Many happy returns to you and to your wonderful listeners.
Right. I started off on the premise of how your institution, the Sani Institute, and yourself was pushing for the passage of the anti-witchcraft bill that never saw the light of day. I cannot begin to imagine your disappointment when the president refused to assent to this bill. Now there's an attempt to relay it. What would you say is the expectation on this parliament on this particular bill?
Yeah, I am so. I was definitely devastated, along with my colleagues, for the fact that we worked so hard to get the bill passed in Parliament unanimously, and then the president simply refused to assent to the bill without any good reason. It was very, very frustrating. And so I am excited. I have remained in touch with Honorable Sosu, with the team that we have worked together over a number of years to get them passed. We went together with them to the camps, we went together with them to all the meetings, and we sat in, we made contributions, and Sosu and his team worked so hard to get the bill passed, and we didn't want it to go to waste. Not least because the women, the victims are still there, and they need this bill to protect them. And so we are so happy that the bill has been relayed. But I was even happier now because the current speaker was so supportive of the bill. And the current president told us that he was going to sign the bill into law when he comes into office. And so our hopes are high, but we had the same high hopes when President Akufo-Addo was there, because he was an attorney himself, a human rights attorney himself for years, and he refused to assent to the bill. But we are very hopeful now. We have quite a number of partners in this parliament and in this government that we hope to see the bill pushed through.
With respect to what it is that you say is a lot of hope, what are the possible timelines you're seeking to have all of this assented to? Because we know we've seen it go through the entire process in Parliament, and so really there shouldn't be a difficulty this time around. Would you want to put a timeline to when you want to see this come to light?
Yeah, the timeline is actually very much dependent on the Speaker of Parliament. And I wish that people like our media friends like you, who have all been part of this campaign, will help us put the pressure on the Speaker's office, on the Speaker. The Speaker is the one who has to schedule for the bill to be late, to be read in Parliament. It has been resubmitted, and it has to be late for first reading, and the process will kick in. So the Speaker scheduling what bills comes to the floor of the House is what we are waiting for now. And we are hoping that since this bill was passed in 2023, that he passionately supported it. As soon as there is a chance, he will bring it back to the floor of the House, and then the bill will go through the natural course. And we don't think there will be any opposition, and we are sure that this time the President will assent to the bill. So it's only the Speaker who needs to schedule the bill for it to be read for the first and second time, and then for it to be voted upon. So it's a scheduling issue with parliamentary schedules and the business that they have there, and we hope the Speaker will prioritize this bill for us.
And the last time we were here, when the bill had been passed, taken to the presidency, we learned of faceless individuals who were fighting this behind the scenes. I recall interviewing you specifically here on 3FM, where you, amongst many other things, raised that concern. Is it the case that all of that has been dealt with? These faceless individuals who are fighting the bill, now they are in agreement that it is needed, and so you trust that this process will go through to the very end?
You have a very, very sharp memory. I indeed remember saying that. And you are right. We are not, we don't know them. We all have our suspicions. but we know that they are not gone. They are still there. The current parliament, people like Sosu and others, they know that there are forces behind the scenes that prevented the bill from being passed, from being signed into law. We know those forces are there. In fact, I heard you interviewing some of the traditional rulers. Not all of them, but some of the traditional rulers are completely against this bill. And there are some religious leaders who are completely against this bill. So our suspicions are that there are some traditional rulers and some religious leaders who are opposed to the bill because they see witchcraft, they see the practice of witch hunting as something to do with culture and tradition and religion, and therefore they think it would be an infringement on their rights. But culture that causes harm and religion that causes harm, the Constitution proscribes very clearly, and every religion proscribes it anyway. So I think that the forces are still there. And honestly, I want to add that these people are not opposing the bill because of religious and cultural factors only, but because they are getting some material financial benefit from the practice.
What could be these material and financial benefits, Prof? What could be these financial benefits you talk of?
Yeah, there is when you go to these camps, people have to take some items there. They have to they are kept there, and they are used to
Oh dear, it does appear our connection with Professor Azuma may have gone bad, and we'll try and have him come back quickly just to wrap up the conversation on what he's